Hi everyone, welcome to lecture number 1. And in this lecture, we are going to begin with our chapter number 1, that is Introduction to Macroeconomics. Guys, let's first understand what is macroeconomics. So, see, we say that macroeconomics is it is the study of structure and performance of national economies. So when we are studying macroeconomics, we talk about the structure of economies, right? That how economies are structured, what are their overall framework, how organization and institutions are built in economies, right? Then we talk about the performance, like how overall they are performing, right? Good, bad, how are their growth rates, what are the inflation levels, what are the unemployment rate, all these things, right? Overall performance. Then we also study that the different policies which government use to affect economic performance. We know there are two major types of policies, monetary and fiscal, that we are going to even talk about later. So how government use that to affect the economic performance in different situation. So that is what we study in macroeconomics, right? Okay, guys, let's just talk about some issues that we are going to address in macroeconomics, right? सबसे पहले हम इन issues को एक बार briefly discuss कर लेंगे, and then later on we are going to discuss each and every issue in detail. Okay, so let's just talk about it briefly first. Okay, first is what determines a nation's long run economic growth. So very first question that arises in macroeconomics, or we deal with in macroeconomics, is that what are the factors, right, that determine that a nation is going to grow in the long run, right? So if we compare nations, right, तो हम देखते हैं कि कुछ नेशंस हैं जो ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ टाइम बहुत ज़्यादा ग्रो कर जाते हैं, और कुछ हैं जो रिलेटिवली पीछे रह जाते हैं, उनका ग्रोथ रेट इतना हाई नहीं होता, दे आर रिलेटिवली स्टैग्नेंट, इतनी जल्दी वो ग्रो नहीं कर पाते. सो व्हाट आर द रीजंस? जो नेशंस बहुत क्विकली ग्रो कर रहे हैं, वो ऐसा क्या कर रहे हैं अपने नेशंस में, या ऐसे कौन से फैक्टर्स हैं जो उनके नेशंस को बहुत जल्दी ग्रो करवा रहे हैं. सो दैट इज़ व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू स्टडी, राइट? सेकेंड क्वेश्चन है, what causes a nation's economic activity to fluctuate? गाइज, अगर हम किसी भी इकोनॉमी की एक्टिविटी को, आउटपुट की ग्रोथ को स्टडी करें, तो लॉन्ग रन में तो वी सी आइदर देयर विल बी एन अपवर्ड ट्रेंड और देयर विल बी अ डाउनवर्ड ट्रेंड, राइट? बट अगर हम शॉर्ट रन में इसको स्टडी करें, सो वी विल सी कि शॉर्ट रन में ग्रोथ लीनियर नहीं होती, ग्रोथ में बहुत ज़्यादा फ्लक्चुएशंस होते हैं, अप एंड डाउन, राइट? तो ऐसा फ्लक्चुएशंस हमें क्यों देखने को मिलते हैं इन शॉर्ट रन, राइट? सो दैट इज़ व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट. Then the third question is, which is the major economic problem, we all know, unemployment, right? So we are going to talk about that. Why does unemployment sometimes reach very high levels? ऐसे क्या फैक्टर्स होते हैं कि कभी कभार हम देखते हैं कि नेशंस में अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाती है. Why even during the times of prosperity is a significant fraction of the workforce unemployed? हम देखते हैं even though overall जो नेशन है अच्छा परफॉर्म कर रहा है, तब भी एक significant amount of unemployment हमें देखने को मिलती है. So what are the reasons behind that, right? That is what we are going to talk about. Moving ahead, then we are going to talk about inflation, right? That is also a very major macroeconomic issue. So we are going to talk about that, why price rises, what are the factors that lead to rise in price, what causes inflation. So inflation is nothing but rise in price. So what we can do about it, right? How we can control inflation, right, or bring price stability in the economy. That is what we are going to talk about. Moving ahead, then we are going to talk about how does being a part of global economy affect nation's economy. See, we know either an economy will be an open economy or closed economy. So closed economy is again a hypothetical situation. So when we talk about open economy, we are saying that economies are having trade relationships and borrowing relationships with each other, right? So if an economy is having trade relationships with the other country or other economies, how it is going to affect that particular economy, right? Or how it is going to affect the economy as a whole, like world economy को वो चीज़ कैसे affect करेगी, right? तो ये सारी बात हम इसमें करने वाले हैं. Last is that can government policies be used to improve a nation's economic performance? कि क्या government policies को इस तरीके से यूज़ किया जा सकता है कि वो nation की economic performance को improve करे? And how should economic policy be conducted so as to keep the economy as prosperous and stable as possible? So in different situation हम monetary and fiscal policies को according to the situation use करते हैं, right? तो उससे हमारा मेन जो पर्पस क्या रहता है, द पर्पस इज़ टू इम्प्रूव द इकोनॉमिक परफॉर्मेंस. तो उसको हम किस तरीके से यूज़ कर सकते हैं, दैट इज़ व्हाट वी स्टडी इन मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स. So guys, this was the brief introduction of the definition and the issues that we are going to talk about in macroeconomics, or what macroeconomics actually deal with. Like it's a introduction to macroeconomics itself, right? So all these questions that we have just studied, so macroeconomics offer answer to such questions because they are of great practical relevance, right? इनका काफ़ी ज़्यादा practical life में relevance है, and these are the questions which are constantly debated by the politicians, by the press, media, the public, right? Because it is concerned with the nation. So guys, now we are going to talk about each and every problem in detail, right? So first let's talk about the long run economic growth. So it says that if we talk about developed countries, तो वहाँ पे हम देखते हैं देयर आर बेटर फैसिलिटीज़, बेटर गुड कंफर्ट, है ना, एज कम्पेयर टू डेवलपिंग नेशन. सो ओवरऑल वी कैन से दैट देयर इज़ अ मेजर डिफरेंस इन द स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ लिविंग बिटवीन डेवलप्ड एंड डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ़ वी टॉक अबाउट USA and India, so we know that how standard of living is different between USA and India, between a developed and developing nation. And also the poverty levels, if we talk about, so poverty levels जो developing countries में होते हैं वो बहुत ज़्यादा high होते हैं as compared to developed countries, and also widespread भी होते हैं, right? So we can say, हम इस difference को summarize कर सकते हैं by saying कि जो rich nations या जो developed nations होते हैं ना, उन्होंने अपनी history में कहीं ना कहीं extended growth periods को experience किया होता है, right? जैसे कि particularly if we talk about USA has experienced industrial revolution, technological growth and productivity improvements all together. That has contributed to the development of USA, right? And if we talk about poor or developing countries, तो उन्होंने या तो कभी अपनी हिस्ट्री में सस्टेनेबल ग्रोथ रेट्स को एक्सपीरियंस नहीं किया होता, और अगर किया भी होता है, राइट, तो वो इंटरप्टेड हो जाती हैं, लाइक दे गेट इंटरप्टेड बाय recessions, wars and political instability in poor countries. So that is the reason. अगर हम particularly USA की बात करें, according to the data, since 1869, USA का total production of goods and services, right, total output level has only increased, right? तो इसके जो reasons हम कह सकते हैं, first reason could be rising population, कि जो population है हमारी USA की, that has steadily increased over the period of time. So it says that more population means more workers, which is then again more workers means more production. So this is also, we say that demographic dividend in the economy. When the working population is high, right? एंड सिर्फ पॉपुलेशन ज़्यादा होने से कुछ नहीं होता, अगेन वहाँ पर लेबर प्रोडक्टिविटी हैज़ ऑल्सो ग्रोन, राइट? तो लेबर प्रोडक्टिविटी मीन्स कि लेबर प्रोडक्टिविटी बढ़ी है, इसका मतलब ये है कि नाउ द सिंगल लेबर कैन प्रोड्यूस मोर आउटपुट विद द सेम रिसोर्सेज एंड द सेम टाइम, राइट? सो what could be the reasons behind the labor productivity growth? So better technology, better education, better machinery and better management can be the reason, right? So guys, talking about business cycles, so what is business cycle? See, when we talk about output growth, so output not always growth in an upward linear manner. तो जब भी हम शॉर्ट रन में आउटपुट को हमने ऊपर भी बात की थी, स्टडी करते हैं, so we see there are many ups and downs in the short run, right? So whenever the output increases, we say it is an expansion, right? Then comes the peak, and when output starts falling in the economy, we say it is the period of recession in the economy. And guys, when recession continues for a longer period of time, we say it's a depression, right? And when economy finally starts reviving from depression, or we can say when the output finally starts rising after depression, we say it's the recovery period, right? So what is business cycle? That it is normal. Normally we see these fluctuations, these ups and downs in the economy. So it is used to describe short run expansion and contraction, overall fluctuations in economic activity. So in macroeconomics we study why does it happen, expansion क्यों होता है, what are the reasons behind it, what are the reasons behind recession, depression, and how economy recovers from it, how policies help in recovering, right? All these things. So guys, let's talk about expansion. See, expansion means that increase in output. So that indicates high demand levels in economy. So higher demand means more production, right? And more production means more employment, right? That businesses will be hiring more and more labor, which will decrease the unemployment. So expansion indicates high output, high demand, high employment, and lower unemployment. That's what we can say. So what could be the possible reasons behind expansion or increase in the output in the economy? So one reason could be increase in demand. Now people are demanding more. That's why the more and more production is happening, right? Second reason could be increase in investments, that now businesses have started investing more in the technology. So better technology means efficient production, right? So that would also increase the production. Third reason could be increase in government spending, right? The government is spending more, it's building more and more schools, hospitals, highways, so that would also increase the production in the economy. We can also say favorable monetary policy. For example, the one example could be that decrease in interest rate. That would also increase the money supply in the economy, and as a result, people will demand more, right? So moving on, talking about recession. Recession means decrease in output. So that indicates lower demand in the economy. So lower demand will ultimately lead to lesser production, and less production means that now businesses will start firing people from the work, or they will stop hiring. So that would increase the unemployment level, right? So that is what recession is all about. So now what could be the possible reasons for recession? One reason could be that people have fear about future economy. So let's imagine a situation like COVID, right? So people will stop investing in economy. That would also affect the production level in the economy. And second reason could be high inflation. High inflation would bring the purchasing power of consumer down, right? So now consumer will stop demanding that much, right? So that would also bring the recession in the economy. So if we talk about data, so during the period of Great Depression, the output fell by 30%. So the data supports what we have just studied, right? And if we talk about World War II, during the World War II, there were high demands for war goods in US, right? And the production for war goods was happening on a massive scale. So yes, it doubled the output and it gave more and more employment to people, right? So that's what happened. Moving on to the next major macroeconomic problem is unemployment. So it includes it counts those people who are able and willing to do the work, but they cannot find the job. So guys, while calculating unemployment, we consider those people who are able and willing to do the work and they cannot find the job. We cannot consider those people who are voluntarily unemployed, right? Those who are not willing to do the work are not considered as unemployed. So here we talk about labor force. So labor force consists of two type of people. See, first, those who are employed. Second, those who are unemployed but they are seeking work. So that is the labor force of a country. So whenever we calculate unemployment rate, we calculate it out of labor force, because we do not want to include those people who are voluntarily unemployed, right? So it is number of people unemployed divided by labor force into 100, right? So if we have also talked about this, that recession brings unemployment, because during the recession there is less output production, so businesses starts firing people or stop hiring, right? So data says that during the 1930s Great Depression, if we talk about, unemployment rate was nearly 25%, again with the same logic we talked about. And during World War II, because at that time the production of war goods was happening on massive scale, right? So that brought employment up, and at that time unemployment was merely 1.2%. Then we talk about, guys, even when economies are doing overall great, तब भी हमें एक significant fraction देखने को मिलता है of people who are unemployed, right? So that is the question we deal with in macroeconomics, that why it happens. So guys, the next issue is inflation. See, what is inflation? It means increase in price over time. So it is a situation where the prices of most goods and services keep rising over the time. So here we talk about a concept called Consumer Price Index, CPI. So what is that? See, CPI measures the average change in the prices of a fixed basket of goods and services consumed by a household. So if we are considering a fixed basket of goods and services जो households consume करते हैं, तो उनमें उस basket के price में on an average कितना change आया है in the current year from the base year. That is what CPI tells us. So consider an example here, that suppose the cost of basket in base year was 2000, right? और वही same basket अगर आपको current year में purchase करना है, so that is for 2400, right? So how would I calculate CPI? The price of basket in the current year divided by the price of basket in the base year into 100. So CPI comes here as 120. See, now how would I interpret it? See, whenever we interpret CPI of the base year is always taken as 100, right? तो उसको 100 से अगर हम compare करेंगे, तो 120 value of CPI tells us that on an average the basket जिसकी cost 100 rupees थी base year में, now उसकी cost 120 हो गई है in the current year. I hope it is clear. CPI की value को you will always compare from 100, right? Because we consider CPI of base year is 100, then 120 CPI means that वो basket जिसकी on an average cost 100 rupees थी in the base year, उसकी cost current year में 120 हो गई है, right? अब इसी basis पे हम inflation rate निकाल सकते हैं. See, what is inflation rate? Inflation rate is percentage change in price level. So now here, how would I calculate inflation rate? P1 minus P0 divided by P0. New prices minus old prices divided by old prices. That gives me 20%. So it tells us that prices has risen by 20% inflation rate. Now let's talk about the data. So data says that during the Great Depression there was major deflation. Why? Because we know Great Depression means low demand, right? That there is no demand in the economy or less demand in the economy. So guys, businesses still wants to sell their product. So what would they do? They will decrease the price in order to induce consumers to buy their products. They will decrease the price. That would bring the deflation. और अगर हम बात करते हैं वर्ल्ड वॉर 2 के सिनारियो की, सो उस टाइम पर क्या हो रहा था, ज़्यादा प्रोडक्शन हो रहा है, ज़्यादा लोगों को एम्प्लॉयमेंट मिल रहा है. ज़्यादा एम्प्लॉयमेंट मीन्स यानी कि नाउ दोज पीपल आर अर्निंग जो पहले नहीं अर्न कर रहे थे. तो ज़्यादा लोगों के पास पैसे हैं, मनी सप्लाई वुड इंक्रीज, दैट वुड इंक्रीज द डिमांड. नाउ मोर पीपल आर डिमांडिंग, सो डिमांड बढ़ गई है एंड इन शॉर्ट रन द सप्लाई इज कॉन्स्टेंट. So now what would happen? The businesses will increase the prices. So that would bring the inflation in the economy. I hope it is clear. So next is international economy. So we know there are two types of economy, open and closed economy. ओपन इकोनॉमीज आर दोज इकोनॉमीज जो कि ट्रेड एंड बोरोइंग रिलेशनशिप्स रखती हैं विद द अदर इकोनॉमीज, राइट. तो एंड क्लोज्ड इकोनॉमीज आर दोज who do not keep any relationship with any other economy, right? So macroeconomists क्या करते हैं, they study the patterns of international trade and borrowings, कि किस तरीके से ट्रेड पैटर्न्स हैं विद इन द कंट्रीज़ एंड कैसे बोरोइंग पैटर्न्स हैं, टू अंडरस्टैंड कि कैसे जो कंट्रीज़ हैं या इकोनॉमीज़ हैं वो आपस में कनेक्टेड हैं इकोनॉमिकली. एंड ऑल्सो इन मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स वी स्टडी ट्रेड एंड बोरोइंग्स रिलेशनशिप, that how trade and borrowings relationship can transmit business cycle from one country to another. So if two economies are economically connected, तो एक कंट्री के बिजनेस साइकिल दूसरी कंट्री को इम्पैक्ट कर सकते हैं. सपोज देर आर टू कंट्रीज, कंट्री ए एंड कंट्री बी. तो जो कंट्री ए है it imports, right? It imports a lot of goods from country B. So country A is an importer and B is an exporter, right? It's an exporter and it's an importer. So अब कंट्री ए में अगर गाइस रिसेशन आता है, दैट मीन्स कंट्री ए में जो डिमांड है दैट हैज़ फॉलन. तो ये लोग इम्पोर्ट करना भी बंद कर देंगे जो अभी तक ये कर रहे थे. तो द मोमेंट दे हैव स्टॉप्ड इम्पोर्टिंग फ्रॉम कंट्री बी, दैट वुड ऑल्सो इम्पैक्ट कंट्री बी, राइट. वो उसकी प्रोडक्शन को भी इम्पैक्ट करेगा. सो दैट्स हाउ बिजनेस साइकिल्स कैन ट्रांसमिट फ्रॉम वन कंट्री टू अनदर कंट्रीज इफ कंट्रीज आर इकोनॉमिकली कनेक्टेड, right? This is just an example, right? Let's move ahead. Now let's talk about trade imbalances. So अभी हमने बात करी किस तरीके से ट्रेड रिलेशनशिप्स होते हैं कंट्रीज़ के बीच में, दे इम्पोर्ट एंड एक्सपोर्ट. सो फॉर अ कंट्री अगर उसके इम्पोर्ट्स एक्सपोर्ट से ज़्यादा हैं, दैट मीन्स दैट कंट्री इज़ फेसिंग ट्रेड डेफिसिट. दैट इज़ द सिचुएशन ऑफ ट्रेड डेफिसिट. अगर एक कंट्री के एक्सपोर्ट्स ज़्यादा हैं, right? If it is exporting more than it is importing, then the situation is called trade surplus. So in macroeconomics we study that what are the causes behind trade imbalances, why these trade imbalances happen, and we also study that how these trade deficit, particularly this trade deficit, affect the economy, right? If we talk about data, during the World War I and World War II in US, export was greater than import. So that means the trade deficit situation was prevailing. Because we know at that time the demand for war goods was very high. So they were also producing and they were exporting as well, right? So guys, next let's talk about macroeconomic policy. सो एक कंट्री की इकोनॉमिक परफॉर्मेंस कैसी रहेगी, इट डिपेंड्स ऑन वेरियस फैक्टर्स. उस कंट्री के रिसोर्सेज कैसे हैं, उस कंट्री का कैपिटल स्टॉक कैसा है, हाउ पीपल आर मेकिंग डिसीजंस, राइट. सो ऑल दीज थिंग्स. बट उस कंट्री की पॉलिसीज़ कैसी हैं, मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक पॉलिसीज़ कैसी हैं, दैट ऑल्सो डिफाइंस कि उस कंट्री की इकोनॉमिक परफॉर्मेंस कैसी रहेगी. So majorly there are two types of macroeconomic policies, fiscal and monetary policy. If we talk about fiscal policy, so it includes government spending and taxation. So government deals with fiscal policy. And if we talk about monetary policy, it controls money supply, increases and decreases according to the situation through different measures, right? So central bank deals with monetary policy. Okay. So if we talk about government budget, तो अगर गवर्नमेंट की स्पेंडिंग ज़्यादा है, गवर्नमेंट एक्सपेंडिचर एक्सीड्स गवर्नमेंट रेवेन्यू, if it is more than the taxation, then the situation is called budget deficit, right? If the government's revenue, or because the tax is the major source of revenue for the government, if the government taxation or revenue is greater than the government expenditure, then we call it budget surplus. So guys, there is a terminology called twin deficit. So what is twin deficit? जब भी एक कंट्री या इकोनॉमी में बजट डेफिसिट एंड ट्रेड डेफिसिट की सिचुएशन साथ में आ जाती है, देन वी कॉल इट ट्विन डेफिसिट. हमने ऊपर ट्रेड डेफिसिट की बात की थी. इट अकर्स जब भी एक इकोनॉमी में इम्पोर्ट्स एक्सीड्स एक्सपोर्ट्स. एंड बजट डेफिसिट कब आता है? जब गवर्नमेंट्स की स्पेंडिंग ज़्यादा होती है देन दी टैक्सेस, राइट. So according to the data, during the Great Depression there was budget deficit. Why? Because we know during the depression period there is no production, और कंपनीज लॉस अकर करती हैं, डिमांड नहीं है इकोनॉमी में. सो एट दैट टाइम लोगों की इनकम भी नहीं होती है एंड एट दैट टाइम गवर्नमेंट सपोर्ट्स इकोनॉमी, तो गवर्नमेंट अपना खर्चा बढ़ाती है, टैक्सेस को कम कर देती है, लोगों के लिए रिलीफ प्रोग्राम्स लेकर आती है अनएम्प्लॉयड पीपल के लिए, एंड अलग अलग तरीके से वेलफेयर सपोर्ट, पब्लिक वर्क प्रोजेक्ट लेकर आती है. सो दैट एक्सीड्स द गवर्नमेंट एक्सपेंडिचर. सो दैट्स वाई हमें रिसेशन के टाइम पे या डिप्रेशन के टाइम पे बजट डेफिसिट देखने को मिलता है. एंड इफ़ वी टॉक अबाउट वर्ल्ड वॉर 1 एंड वर्ल्ड वॉर 2, वॉर्स के टाइम पर भी हमें बजट डेफिसिट देखने को मिला था, बिकॉज एट दैट टाइम गवर्नमेंट स्पेंड्स मोर ऑन वॉर गुड्स एंड एवरीथिंग, राइट guys. This was all about today's lecture, and rest of the chapter we will cover in the next lecture. Okay.